Hello. I've been looking at some news reports that I've been reading about how State Farm has employed unethical behaviors when they investigated claims from the Katrina hurricane damage. It's in federal court right now. I understand that State Farm tried to dismiss the case against them a few months ago, and the federal judge uh, refused to dismiss their case. It's to my attention that State Farm has hired engineering firms and paid them to conclude that flood damage was the cause of a homeowner's loss, when the reality was that the first firm that they hired said wind damage was the majority of the cause. So what they've done is they've tried to revert payment from FEMA funds under federal legislation, because State Farm did not want to pay out on their claims, and the two claims adjusters that was working on that case blew the whistle on them, and they're testifying in federal court of how State Farm defrauded their customers, and I'm really offended by that, because right now I have 4 claims against State Farm. One for a damaged door on a car, which was in a hit and run accident. 6 months after it happened, I finally got somebody to come out and look at it, and they cut me a check for $1,000 less than what it's going to cost me to get it fixed. And the car was parked in my driveway. The tire tracks led up to the neighbor's vehicle, and they refused to even investigate that. They just said, "Oh, here's a little bit of money to shut up." Well, I've never cashed the check. The car's never been fixed. It's been over a year. And 6 months after that accident occurred, somebody come around and poured dirt and soap in all the fluids under my hood. I don't know what they poured in the brake fluid, but it made the brake so it didn't even work. And I had problems getting State Farm to come out and investigate that. The only way I could get them to come out is to file a complaint with the State Department of Insurance for bad faith. And they finally did come out, and then they took samples of oils that had already been drained and flushed out. So they took samples of fluids that was basically straight from the container, and they didn't do any advanced testing on it to determine if it even had dirt in it. They just did a wear metals test, and the dirt didn't show up. But I sent the samples off and did a wear metals test, and wow, they were loaded. The lab said the samples were beyond industry standards for fluids that were well used, and these fluids had low miles on them. I had one sample that had 200 miles on it since it was changed, and the lab said it was critical. They said get that fluid out right away. And I sustained a lot of damage. The damages exceed the values of the vehicles. I've got one vehicle I put 1,000 miles on it before this was discovered, and the repair cost is going to be more than I paid for the vehicle, which is sickening. And the State Farm's done nothing to do it. They assigned it to a special investigative unit, and that unit has not been very forthcoming with sharing any details with me. The investigator they sent out argued with me. He said I didn't know what I was talking about. He said I shouldn't piss people off. He omitted the finding of dirt in one of my vehicles, and my roommate here was here, and she observed his foul expressions when he rubbed the fluid in his fingers, but that was omitted from his reports. And I've resampled these, and every time I send a sample off, it's too dirty for continued service, because these dirt particles keep washing out of the fluids after just a short term of service, well below industry standards. But my complaint here is I've done everything possible. I've changed these fluids out, replaced a bunch of filters, spent a buttload of money, and State Farm's just holding their hands up and assigned some attorney to handle the case because they don't want to deal with me. And I've sent my latest findings to the Department of Insurance, and the lady I spoke to on the phone said they've been unable to reach State Farm about this claim or about the complaint I brought before them. And this is just more of the tactics that State Farm uses to deny claims. Delay it, deny it, defend it, and screw your customer. That's what their policy is all about. And I certainly will never have another policy written by State Farm due to their bad faith. Thanks for watching.